जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौरहरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्तत्र सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिल गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शशिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पदकमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं सग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Prithu Maharaj got darshan of 4 Kumaras, and he surrendered to them and asked relevant inquiry how we can be rescued from Maya and attain ultimate goal of life, and they're explaining that is by devotional service to Krishna. So they spoke many verses. Yesterday we heard when one's mind and senses are attracted to sense objects for enjoyment, the mind becomes agitated. As a result of continually thinking of sense objects, one's real consciousness almost becomes lost. Like the water in a lake that is gradually sucked up by the big grass straws on its bank. Real consciousness means I am eternal servant of Krishna. So when we want to enjoy Maya, that time we think of enjoying the sense object so that we forget who we really are. But that is not destroyed. That is there, but it is covered. That is eternal relation with Krishna. It is never cut, but it can be forgotten. Means you are giving attention elsewhere. And because of that you become agitated or fearful. That verse is there in Bhagavatam. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshata syat. When you absorb yourself in dvitiya, that is in Maya, then you get fear. Because you think I am this body, I will die, I will suffer, and agitated. That is natural. But that we are eternal servant of Krishna still exists. And that is also pervertedly seen when we desire Satchidananda, but looking at the wrong place and in a wrong way. So lake is almost like sucked up by those. Or Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he told that this mind is draining us of all proper intelligence. It steals away our proper intelligence. Proper intelligence means devotion to Krishna. So this mind will suck mind and senses, but if by the grace of pure devotee we can engage our mind and senses in the service of Krishna, then that current will change again into right direction. Brashyati anusmritischittam jnana bramshah smritikshaye tat rodham kavayah prahur atma pahnavam atmanaha. When one deviates from his original consciousness, he loses the capacity to remember his previous position or recognize his present one, that he is in illusion. He cannot understand. When remembrance is lost, all knowledge acquired is based on false foundation. When this occurs, learned scholars consider that the soul is lost. What we gather knowledge through these material senses and categorize in mind and intelligence, that is all false foundation, wrong perception. Because we don't see to whom it belongs, and we think it is permanent, but it is not. We are illusioned, like seeing mirage water in desert. Looks like, but it is not. And also our Srila Bhakti Rakshidhadev Goswami Maharaj explained this scientific knowledge. They are researching about physical laws and elements and all these things. But who made these laws like this? Krishna made. And he can change at any moment he likes. So your research has no basis. What is true today may not be true tomorrow. That is why Srila A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj challenged them, scientists. You are saying you are believing only in observation and experiment, but you are claiming so many things, not based on experience and observation. You cannot prove it. You are also blindly believing or speculating it is like this, but it is not. Especially his point was about how life comes into being. They are saying by combination of some chemicals it comes, but it is not like that. So all our knowledge acquired is based on false foundation, because we are illusioned, and these senses also, they are limited. Mind also is limited and temporary. So how he can realize the eternal truth, like our Gurudev told, that Brahma means reality, supreme reality or absolute reality. That is, if it is reality, then it means it always exists. We cannot manufacture him in our brain, mental and intellectual capacity, because they are non-eternal and they are dependent on the senses which are non-eternal. But that is eternal reality, so you cannot realize by these senses. That is why we are not saying philosophy when speaking about Vedic knowledge. That is not called the appropriate word. Our Gurudev said it is not philosophy, because our Gurudev studied philosophy and got a master degree in Eastern and Western philosophies. But he explained to us that philosophia, philo means love, sophia means knowledge, but love for knowledge. But what kind of knowledge? by reasoning and argument to know the truth. But it is not possible, and even philosophers themselves, they admit they cannot know the truth as it is. They can only get contact with truth as it appears, not as it is. Only if that truth directly reveals itself, then you can know. Also philosophers, they say. So that is why Vedic knowledge is not called as philosophy, but as Darshan Shastra, revealed knowledge, or that knowledge by which you can see the truth. And the process is given by surrendering to truth. You can realize truth by His grace when He will reveal Himself to a surrendered soul. And that is eternal. And also only in your eternal senses, means in soul's senses, you can realize Him, not with material senses. So many people, they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna or Nrsimha, they saw, but could not recognize who is He with these material senses. Only when you become inclined to serve, then by His grace you can realize who is He. But effect will always be there. Some people, they say, reality is dependent on my perception. That is not true. We may have such experience that if I put yellow glasses, then I will see snow as yellow. So I think I'm creating reality. There are so many who think by my perception I'm creating reality. There is no any objective reality. I'm creating everything by my perception. When I change perception, then reality changes, but that is not true. We perceive differently, but that does not mean that that thing changed. Snow is white, or like there is one rabbit and he sees one wolf and he closes his eyes. So now he cannot see that wolf. But that does not mean that that wolf does not exist. That wolf will eat him. He cannot deny. Like that, so many people will say there is no God, there is no this eternal, it is not. But that does not mean that it is not. And that does not mean that there is no influence of that reality on us. It is. We are bound to obey. Directly and indirectly, we are bound to obey. So that has got influence on us, even if we deny. But it is not good to deny. If we surrender to truth, then we can be happy. So pure devotees, they teach us this, how to accept the truth, and that will be beneficial for us. So knowledge acquired is based on false foundation. It is false. Then the learned scholars consider that the soul is lost. Soul can see reality. But when soul goes in, what is that? One is pratyak and one is, I forgot Sanskrit. One is outward vision, another is inner vision, means spiritual vision or outer. You want to see in Maya, then you lose what is the reality. Natah para taro loke pungshah swarta vyatikramaha yat adhi anyasya preyastvam atmanah sva vyatikramat. Like for example, people will deny there is any God, creator, supreme knowledge, they will deny. But they cannot deny it is seen by their action that they want Satchidananda. I explained some days back how that is so. So it means that is influencing us. Even if we deny, it is influencing us, our existence all the time. And we cannot be happy without getting. So we cannot change the reality. Reality is existing. Only we can accept or deny, but when we are in denial, then we lose our own benefit. There is no stronger obstruction to one's self-interest than thinking other subject matters to be more pleasing than one's self-realization. This is called anartha. What is anartha means undesirable. We think that is desirable. We think that is artha, what we need. Because we are in illusion, who I am, I think I'm this body, Sarup Brahm. So I will have desires related to this body, but that is not my real self. So, but I will think, if I will get these things, then I can be happy. So this Sarup Brahm, misconception of self, and asatrishna, those thirst for non-eternal things, and also hridurvalya, weakness of heart, and apparent offense, they are obstructing our self-realization. We think that is really pleasurable, but it is not. No one is happy. By pursuing material happiness, no one is fulfilled. They all are angry, fearful, unsatisfied, and disturbed when it does not last. So no one is happy. But if you meet those who are realized souls, self-realized souls, you can observe them. You stay with them, you can observe them. You will find they are really happy, and all the time, in all circumstances, they are really happy. And not only they can give that happiness to others also. Others will feel pleasant and peaceful in their association. So then who is right? That is why that is very important to come in contact with Shastra. That is beneficial, but more practical, more active, more powerful if you come in contact with realized souls. Then you can directly perceive the difference between myself and others, what we are trying and what we are getting, and what they are doing and what they have. Then you can have faith that really serving Supreme Lord out of self-realization, that I am eternal servant of Krishna, that is actually pleasing. That verse is there. Savai pungshah paro dharmo jato bhaktir adokshaje ahoituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. The highest dharma for all humanity is bhakti to adokshaja, means Supreme Lord, one who reserves the right of not being exposed to human material senses. Means he's beyond. But you can realize by his grace. So devotion to him, what kind of devotion? Ahoituki, without any material cause, without any material desire. I want money, I will worship Supreme Lord, but I want money, I want the sense gratification, all these things. And apratihata, uninterrupted. Because when one realizes his eternal relation with Krishna, then he feels Krishna is eternal, I am eternal, his servant, and devotion should be eternal. Naturally will be eternal. So it is not interrupted. Or it is interrupted if I have some other desires, like I will worship Krishna, forgetting money. Then I will get money, then I will stop worship, because no use anymore. So it is interrupted. or diversion of mind, thinking these so many things. So if it is in such a way, devotion to Adokshaja, ahoituki, causeless and uninterrupted, which is actually the nature of our real self. It is by nature, by instinct. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said in one article, by instinct, in English article, by instinct, natural, like iron attracted to magnet. So if someone has such devotion, yayatma suprasidati, then his real self, his atma, can be fully satisfied. Otherwise, impossible. So we can hear, but we need some practical examples to really believe and to have guidance how to do it. Then also we will get experience. And even if you are not fully realized, still on the way also you will feel beneficial results. That is why Srila Bhakti-Rakha Akshidhar Goswami Maharaj told, we are not realized souls, we are not gurus. But that does not mean that we cannot preach, we cannot help others. We can say in such a way that I am taking medicine and I'm getting good results. Like I myself am not yet fully cured, but on the way already I'm feeling relief and some good results. So even that will be inspiring to others if I say, I'm taking that medicine and I'm getting good results. That can also help to others. So we should try to help ourselves and also others, and we should bring to Guru, and that will be Guru Seva, because Guru, his mission is to reclaim fallen souls, take them back to Krishna. Then Krishna will be happy. That is his service. Krishna is not happy out of egoism. Oh, they will come to no. But because that is our constitutional position. If we serve Krishna, then we will be happy. Krishna does not like to see us unhappy, suffering. He wants us to be happy. So that is why he's telling you engage in my service. For our benefit, not because of his egoistic pride. No. So Guru, bona fide Guru, tries this to satisfy Krishna, and jivas will be benefited by this. So at any stage, whatever knowledge we have, whatever some slight realization we may have, faith, all this also we can share with others, and we can inspire them, and some will be inspired. So if we think that anarthas are more pleasing than self-realization. Self-realization means this, I am eternal servant of Krishna. Then that is obstruction. That is anartha. Illusion. I think that will make me happy, but like you go in desert, you see water. Illusion. You think that will make me happy. Here there is water, real water, but I'm not taking this water, I'm going after that water because of my illusion. So that will be obstruction. I will not drink this water, I will go after that water. So obstructions means anarthas. And there are 4 kinds. Aparadas are included in anartha, because aparat is also something which is not proper action, proper goal. Arthendriyartha bhidhyanam, arthendriyartha bhidhyanam, sarvartha bhahnavonrinam, Brahmshito jnana vigyanat yena vishati mukyatam. For human society, constantly thinking of how to earn money and apply it for sense gratification brings about the destruction of everyone's interests. When one becomes devoid of knowledge and devotional service, jnana vigyanat, knowledge and devotional service, he enters into species of life like those of trees and stones. Here Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj is telling in commentary, Gyan or knowledge means to understand one's constitutional position, and Vigyana refers to practical application of that knowledge in life. Like I told, that devotee said, I believe that I am eternal servant of Krishna, but I am suffering. Then Gurudev showed him, if really you believed you are eternal, then you would be always engaged in the service of Krishna, and there would be no suffering. But you are not. So that is the problem. Our constitutional position is, you will find in Taittiriya Upanishad, Jato Vaimani Bhutani Jayante, Jeno Jatani Jivanti, Jat Prajanti Abhishang Vishanti, Tat Bijigya Sasva, Tat Eva Brahma. You should inquire, Tat Vijigya Sasva, Tat Eva Brahma. You should inquire about that Brahma, means supreme, absolute truth. You should inquire about him, from whom Jato Vaimani Bhutani Jayante. All living entities, they are coming out from him. By whom they are maintained. Jato Vaimani Bhutani Jayante. Jeno Jatani Jivanti. They are maintained. By whom? Jat Prajanti Abhishang Vishanti. And into whom they will enter. You should inquire about that absolute truth. So our constitutional position as Jivas is that we are from Supreme Lord, by Supreme Lord, in Supreme Lord. And our Param Gurudev gave example. This hand is from the body, by the body, maintained, and in the body. So should remain for the body. Then will be benefited. If hand will think, I will take food directly, then we will finish. But if hand will work according to her constitutional position, that is in the body, by the body, and from the body, should remain for the body, giving food to the stomach, then she will be benefited. Like that, if we remain for Supreme Lord, you will find in Brihat Aranyaka Upanishad, Atma va are drashtabhyo, shrotabhyo, mantabhyo, nididhyasitabhyo. O Atmas, souls, your requirement is Atma. Here means Paramatma. You should see him. Atma vare drashtabhyo, shrotabhyo, you should hear about him. Mantabhyo, you should think about him, and you should deeply meditate on him. That will be in your interest, because that is our constitutional position. So any deviation from the service of Krishna will harm us. So if we only think about earning money so that we can get sense gratification, that will bring about destruction of everyone's interest. If devotee is earning money for maintenance of his body so that he can engage in the service of Krishna, that is another thing. That is Jukta Vairagya. But if someone like doing unnecessary, and with that is like ultimate goal, that sense gratification, then that will bring about destruction. But that does not mean that those who are devotees or those who know their real self, they will neglect money or they will neglect sense gratification. No, but they will do proper sense gratification. That which is Yukta Vairagya, which is in relation to the service of Krishna. They know, I am eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna is giving me all power. Krishna is actual maintainer. He's giving the result. He's giving work, everything. In this relation he's doing. And he's taking Krishna's prasad to maintain his body, to engage in the service of Krishna. Then that kind of earning of money or sense gratification or sense fulfillment is not wrong, but it is right. It is better than trying to artificially renounce, like Gyanis, yogis, Buddhists, they will do. They want to totally give up everything. That is very difficult and also impossible ultimately. So the point is, we have to have not wrong activities and also not non-activities, but we need proper activities with proper knowledge. Yukta. With Yukti. Yukti means reason. Proper, with knowledge. So knowledge means this, Sambandha Gyan. I am eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna is master. Everything is coming from him. His potency, it is meant for him. I am meant for him. Like if we act according to our constitutional position, that is knowledge. Who am I? And then Vijnana refers to practical application of knowledge in life. That is Abhideya. To engage yourself in the service of Krishna. And ultimate goal of life will be Krishna Prema. Some say that you should not seek any result. That is true. You should not seek any worldly result. But the devotional practice also has result. And that result is not impure. Like the result of sadhana bhakti will be bhava bhakti. And the result of bhava bhakti will be prema bhakti. Prem dhon bina ব্যর্থ দরিদ্র জীবন, দাস করে বেতন মোরে দেহ প্রেম ধন. O Supreme Lord, my life is futile without and poor without love of you. So you engage me in your service and also pay me salary. What is that salary? More service and ultimately love for you. So that is a result. Prayojana is the result. And that result is also eternal. It is never ending. That is why also you will find in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikastaka, in first verse, last point is Sarvatma Snapanam, which means that all our Atmas, means self, and also all other Atmas, others, will be completely purified by engagement in the service of Krishna. That bliss which you are getting from service of Krishna, that is not impure, it is pure, because it is natural from constitutional position. That is why Sarvatma Snapanam, everything will be pure, there is no dirt, no lust, no nothing, any impurity, because it is natural position. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained what is purity. Purity means when some object is in its natural state. If something is covering, then that is impurity. When you remove that impurity to bring to natural state, then that is called purity. So Tatparatana Nirmalam. What is Nirmal? No any dirt. When you realize that I am eternal servant of Krishna, then there is no dirt. because that is natural position. For Jiva, that is Shuddha Avastha, pure status, or pure, no, there is another one word in English, pure like situation, avastha, like situation, okay, you can say, condition, mukta avastha and baddha avastha, two conditions, liberated and bound. So when you are in the service of Krishna, you are liberated, and that is pure. That happiness is pure. It does not produce any bad reaction. It produces more and more service. But if one is devoid of this, when one becomes devoid of knowledge and devotional service, means gyan and bigyan, that who am I, what is my duty, then he will enter into species like those of trees and stones. They are fully covered. Stones, those especially those gems, they are living entities. They're inside. That is why you can get certain effects from those stones. Like you get oxygen from trees and fruits and so many things. Wood, shade. Like that, from stones you can get so many benefits. If you study that Jyoti Shastra, there are so many remedies. Like for this karma, if you have certain dosh, fault or something there, then wearing certain stone, that particular stone will remedy that. Why? Because there is that Atma is there inside and has such nature, such qualities. But they cannot do devotion in that state. For material benefits you can get. But if they are used by pure devotees, trees, also stones, or if they loudly chant Harinam like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, then even from this species of life they can be rescued, they can be awakened. Or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rescued that, I think, Ahalya, she became a stone, he rescued her. And trees, there were 7 tall trees, he rescued them. It is possible. But otherwise that is very low, very contracted, very covered consciousness. Still consciousness is there, Atma is there, but very covered. And they cannot move also. But that is why we have to do Nagar Sankirtan, loudly chanting of Harinam, that will benefit others. And once in Assam, our Gurudev told us, we were going from one village to another doing kirtan, and we went through some road and through forest, and there was no one there. So some brahmacharis, they became little unenthusiastic to chant loudly. Then Paranguna said, why you are losing enthusiasm? You are thinking there is no one to hear me for name and fame, who will appreciate my singing. No, he said, there are so many trees, so many insects, so many living entities are here. We have to loudly chant Krishna's name. They will be benefited. Also, when we were in Pula with Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Maharaj in 1999, that time there was no this temple yet. We were in one camp, I forgot the name, one camp there. With that camper, he was staying, Puri Goswami Maharaj. Then in that forest, one forest, near the beach, we did program. There was loud kirtan, and Puri Goswami Maharaj spoke Harikatha, and then again there was Kirtan. Then at the end, Puri Goswami Maharaj said, you did a great thing. Now all these living entities, those fishes in the water, trees, insects, all any animals or something, all will be liberated by hearing the name. They can see this. We are blind, we cannot see. But realized souls, they can detect these living entities and the power of holy name. Na kuryat karhichit sangam tamas tivram titirishuhu dharmartha kama mokshanam yat atyanta vighatakam. Those who strongly desire to cross the ocean of nescience must not associate with the modes of ignorance, for hedonistic activities are the greatest obstructions to realization of religious principles, economic development, regulated sense gratification, and at last, liberation. Our Gurudev wrote one letter to one devotee that you will find in Katha Upanishad. There are two paths in front that I read that verse in Upanishad. The literal meaning is there are two paths laid down in front of human beings, only human beings. Two paths. One is Shreya, one is Preya. Preya means that which is pleasing, immediate sense gratification, and there Gurudev used this word, hedonism. And he said that 99.9% people in this world, they will be supporters of hedonism. So if you want to cast vote, you will lose badly. Which path to be followed? You will lose. And that is pleasing, but the sages, they have understood that that will cause bondage, and that means suffering. But Shreya path, that is for eternal welfare, at the beginning seems like poison, because you have to restrict your senses and engage in the service of Krishna. It will seem like poison in the beginning, but ultimate goal will be nectar or liberation. So those who are wise, dhiras, sober person, dhira, they will accept the path of eternal welfare, relinquishing, that is giving up, the path of hedonism. Hedonism here means from tamoguna. Our Parangurudev explained three types of people in this world: tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic. Tamasic people, they are thinking only about their own immediate sense gratification at any cost. They will commit violence to others, they will cheat, they will anything. No any consideration, only more and more their own selfish sense gratification, and also that which is very low, like drinking alcohol, taking drugs, eating meat. This is, of course, our Western civilization, so-called civilization, is based on this, but that is actually tamasic. That hedonism, tamasic. To kill animals for eating, and drugs, alcohol, gambling, illicit sex, connection, all this is tamasic. So this will be obstruction to attaining even these goals, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, like gradual goals for humans. But ultimate goal, we know from Bhagavatam, that is Krishna Prema, Pancham Purushartha, fifth goal. That is after liberation. Liberation also cannot satisfy you. That is impersonal liberation. But actual liberation means this, attainment of the lotus feet of Krishna. Then you cannot fall down. But from that impersonal mukti you can fall down. So that is not permanent liberation. You will come out. But taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna and getting ras, that is bliss coming out of eternal delightful relation, then having that high ras, you cannot be attracted to anything else. So we have to give up. If we are serious for crossing ocean of nations, means ocean means unlimited. We cannot see out. We are so illusioned. We are blind, fully. We think this is the proper path. Hedonism. I will enjoy senses, then I can be happy. And I can steal, I can rob, I can kill, I can do anything, but I have to get that. Thinking this is the goal of life, that is full illusion. But those who are serious for coming out, they will give up this, seeing as obstruction. You will find in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in 64 limbs of devotion, one is Krishna Pritye Bhogo Tyag. For the sake of Krishna, or out of love for Krishna, Krishna Pritye, or for his satisfaction, Bhoga Tyag. You give up this Bhoga, enjoying spirit in these hedonistic activities. That does not mean the devotees will commit suicide, but they will engage in the service of Krishna and take his prasad and engage in the senses. Then they can achieve. That is why when you take initiation, you have to agree to not indulge in these 4 tamasic activities, hedonistic, because that is great obstacle. And then also aparadas to Supreme Lord and his devotees, that we have to give up and engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. Then that will be beneficial for us. In the beginning, because we are so much attached to this, passing through so many species of life, doing only this sense enjoyment, it is difficult to change yourself. But gradually it is possible. By proper engagement, by bona fide guru, it is possible. Tatrapi moksha evartha atyantikata yeshyate traivargyortho yato nityam kritanta bhaya samyutaha. Out of the 4 principles, namely religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, liberation has to be taken very seriously. The other 3 are subject to destruction by the stringent law of nature, which is death. In this word they say, sure as death, means it will happen. And here everything is mortal, all the time changing, mortal, non-eternal. But liberation is above this. Then, of course, there are different stages or types of liberation, but we should consider that what is non-eternal and what is eternal, like the Shriya and Preya. So those who have human birth, they have this discriminating power given by Supreme Lord. It is by the desire of Krishna that different species of life have different capabilities, capacities. We wanted to enjoy sense gratification, so we got those species of life to enjoy in so many ways and in so big magnitude. Like if you want children, then fish, they will have so many children, thousands. And the elephant can eat a lot, bear can sleep long time. But in human species, God gave to human species, it is in Bhagavatam, this special quality, discriminating power, vivek, by which they are able to discriminate between non-eternal and eternal, and they can accept eternal. So that is why here he's saying you should think about this very seriously, about liberation, eternal welfare. Pare vare cha ye bhava guna vyati karat anu natesham vidyate kshemam isha vidvam sitashi sham. We accept as blessings different states of higher life, distinguishing them from lower states of life. But we should know that such distinctions exist only in relation to the interchange of the modes of material nature. Actually, these states of life have no permanent existence, for all of them will be destroyed by the Supreme Controller. If you are attached to Satyaguna, then you will get species like demigods. If you are in Rajaguna, then human beings. If attracted to Tamoguna, then lower animals, insects, trees, birds like this. Also, Jiva, when wanting to enjoy Maya, will be attracted to this Triguna, and accordingly you will get. So there are demigods, they have sense gratification very long and more intense. So we can discriminate. That is superior, that is lower, that is middle, we can. But Kumaras here say that is in relation to interchange of modes of material nature. Tamogun, Rajagun, Satyagun. But this is all gunas. It is binding. If you are in prison, you may have golden shackles or silver shackles or iron shackles. All are shackles, you are bound. So all triguna, so this will all be destroyed. This destructible by the Supreme Controller. He wants to tell you should not try for higher species, higher levels of existence, but you should think very seriously about liberation from prison. Then yes, now for Kumaras they will say, what is advised, king? Because of all these points, what is advised? But that we will hear tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji की जय जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय जय शिला गुरुदेव की जय शिला परम गुरुदेव की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री प्रीतु महाराज की जय श्री चातुर्सान की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। थैंक यू ऑल। दंडवत प्रणम। हरि बोल।